I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Using my over 20 plus years of coaching experience, I break down lots of things that you normally wouldn't see or be told in all the other little channels that you watch. This is a very analytic channel. We don't really get into who is kicking the ball and what colour shirt they're wearing, just more about how they're doing what they're doing, their shape, structures and formations and that sort of stuff. But however, we are going to talk a little bit about the Arsenal because they were my tip to win the Prem this season, and I can see that I think it's over for them unless some really drastic things happen. So let me just explain that just a little. Now, everyone assumes Man City are winning the league because they're the better squad, they've got the depth, they can buy anybody they want in January, they're already champions anyway, and just the juggernaut keeps rolling. Now, that's generally what everyone's thinking, and the only person that's been close to sort of competing with them for the last 2 years has been Arsenal. Now, Arsenal have seemed to make some fundamental errors in their transfer policy over the summer, but then with some extra injuries, it's completely derailed their season. Now, one other thing that happens with this as well is when you're a team that's you're a pretender, you're a challenger, you're not the champ. You've got a different mindset. The champ's got a different mindset. You're not beating me. I'm going to beat you. The challenger has to actually be the champ. He has to challenge and actually overcome a lot of adversity, whether it's injuries, and you have to account for these things as a quality manager. Now, I don't think Arteta will help them win the Premier League, but he is the right man for the job to get them close and close and close. And the reason for that is there's different types of managers, and people don't even talk about this because they don't understand it, frankly. They don't understand it at any level in football. There's managers that can build clubs, develop teams and players, and there's winners. And they're very, very different. Winners couldn't care less what they're trying to do, how long you're going to be there, for whether the player came through the academy, whether he's homegrown. They just want to win the damn league, and that's all they're going to try to do. They could destroy your football club in the process. They can ruin the next 5-7 years of your club because all they're trying to do is fixed on that. Club builders, I'll tell you, Brighton, classic example, never going to win the league, but they're going to always build because they've got a quality foundation, produce great players and move forward with that. Great, brilliant. But if you actually want to go and press, you need to change that core philosophy, not through the club, on the first team level. The first team has to be very, very different than all of that stuff. By the way, all of that stuff needed to be put in place in Arsenal, which Arteta's done a great job of doing and building that. They needed to get a striker or maybe another world-class. It doesn't matter whoever the world-class player was. So when the Declan Rice or the Odegaard or the Saka's not producing, the new player that they just brought in, well, he's the one taking up and picking up the reins. You're seeing that with Rodri dropping off at Man City and them losing stars. Not necessarily losing stars because they're not good enough, because they're sort of aging out. Kevin De Bruyne aging out, Kyle Walker aging out. And it's very, very different. And you have to have that new blood coming in to just to keep that title, to keep that challenger hope pushing on forward. And Arsenal don't seem to have that. But also, I'm going to show you right here on this first clip, through Arsenal's midfield, that they can't spot and identify problems. So, first of all, you see this little guy, I don't know if you heard him, Cole Palmer. Right, here he is, he picks up the ball. Now, he's got miles to go towards the goal. You've got 1, 2, 3 midfielders here. And this is the difference in quality midfielders and just midfielders that are being carried by other players. So what do I mean by that? If you've got Odegaard and Declan Rice in your team, whoever the other midfielders is being carried, they have to be better. Because this shouldn't happen. When he picks this ball up, he gets to run. And when I show you the goal, this is the exact problem. This is the way that they score the goal. So if this is what they're doing here, you know it's going to happen. You've got to tighten this problem up because it's going to be identified. If I'm on that bench, I'm going to identify that and go, right, this is the problem. We need to get another chance like this because their midfield is not going to pressure the ball. It's not going to stop the midfield runner. Watch what happens. When he comes in right here, boom, no one is coming close. Look at him. He's backing off. He needs to be stepping up right here. Why? Because he's not a centre-back. If he's a centre-back, he can stand and drop a little bit. He's a midfielder. He needs to go and win that ball. His intentions aren't. He's just sort of guarding the space. Again, if you're new here, you won't know what I mean, but it's overcoaching. This player here is playing his shape and system and not doing the simple thing, which is win the football. He forgets to do that, and he's backing up. He's more worried about the things around him and not the actual football being kicked in the goal. Here's a clue. If you want to be a good footballer, you should be worried about them kicking the ball in the goal. It's important. It's kind of the point of the game. So as he steps forward, you can see still nowhere near him, and he lets rip. Now, it's not a good shot. It's not a great shot. It's a shot on target. It makes the keeper do, whatever. But I tell you what, Cole Palmer on his day is capable of scoring from there. So you can't afford that to happen. But what you've just told me on the bench, if I'm on the Chelsea side, is you can run through our midfield and take pot shots because our midfielders aren't going to close you down. We're going to stand off you and give you that space. So let's move it on, shall we? Should give the keeper some credit here because it is quite a good save, to be fair. He does have to do it. Otherwise, it would have been a goal. But yeah, credit to the keeps. We don't give them enough credit. Let's move on. I'm going to call this out more and more as I see it and not just cover the goals. I'm going to cover more and more highlights to teach you other things. Right here, this player is a bit of a problem. He's got nowhere to go, so he has to be safe and put it over everyone and not on the ground right here. But because he's overcoached, yes, he's overcoached, he can't see that he's in danger. There's a pressure pocket here. 1, 2, 3, cornered him. He has to go over the top and away because the danger, they're looking to create this pass into here, right? So when the pressure comes, what they're really trying to do is trying to win the second pass. If they can't win the ball on the press, on the press right here, when that ball goes, that's the point of contact they're trying to win at. See this guy here? He sees his teammates going and he knows he has to win the ball from him because that pass is coming. But if you go over the top of everyone there, all this here is absolutely useless and you can go down the other end of the field. But he doesn't. So he tries to play this pass and it's awful. Absolutely awful. It's cut out. They don't score, but that is just absolutely poor. You could have even gone short here and had him do that pass instead of doing whatever he was doing. It's not good enough at this level. Look, if this was happening in an under-13s team, I would be raging on the sideline because the defender doesn't know what he's doing. This is the Premier League, people. You can't be doing... I mean, it cannot be this bad. The standard cannot be this awful, but it is. Let's move on to some of the goals. Oh, before we do, though, I'm going to comment on this free kick, which I think is quality from Arsenal. Absolutely brilliant. Trying to play a quickie free kick. Should have been smarter and stayed onside because it would have been a great goal. The fact that everyone, look at them turning with their back, walking away, is completely and utterly unprofessional, and it's a lack of concentration from Chelsea. I mean, yes, they can take a free kick, and they're all moaning at the end, going, oh, referee, they took a free kick without telling us. It's not fair. Play the game, boys. Get in shape. Of course, there's going to be quick free kicks. Play more of them. I can't remember, someone did it the other day and scored a goal from it. Yeah, play it. Don't let them get back and settled and everyone now gets to sit and now we can do our defensive set play. No, play the game. Put it in behind. Score a goal. Brilliant. Just stay onside, Kai Havertz. Just stay onside. I'll mention on Kai Havertz. I would have dropped him when Odegaard was injured. I would have dropped him and tried to make him, because he's got the ability. Not as good. Not in the same level as Odegaard, but I would have used him there and had Jesus Navas back up front for the Arsenal until Odegaard was back. Okay, this is the start of the play, start of the build-up before Arsenal score. And you can see their intentions as well, by the way, just from how they're playing. You've got 3 over here. You've kind of got 3 over here, but there's not 3. The other one's not here. And 1 in the middle. Okay, you can see where the overload's going to be. It's clearly at the back post because you've got players that are sneaking forward here and not really understanding what's going on. So he needs to be back, he needs to be back, and he needs to be over there. That's what needs to be happening right now. And this guy needs to be getting back in here and doing his job and covering right there. So he back to there. He should be back there and he should be marking there. But you can see how focused they are ball watching. Everyone's ball watching. And you think, oh, I know it's just a freeze frame, Cash. No, it's not. They're all focused on the ball, watching there. Look, clearly, well, he's not in play. He's offside. So it's only really 2 players there. And they make an absolute hash of it defensively. And this is why. It's a simple ball. He stayed onside. He was doing his job. Someone's got their arm up. We know what that means on this channel. In the next 5.5 seconds, someone is going to score in the Premier League because they got their hand up. Stays onside. Everybody else is kind of offside because he's hoping that he can play them offside. He's hoping, instead of actually just marking the player, hoping that that will be the thing. It's not. Drops it off. Now, he's got a lot of work to do. I'm going to take it from the other angle. But he's so close to the goalkeeper. I'd like to say the keeper should save this on the front post. But if you stood down the front post and I smash the ball at you as hard as I can, you ain't saving it. So let alone as hard as Martinelli's going to be saving it. Shooting it. So it is quite good. But I want to show you the finish from behind the goal so you can really sort of appreciate of how good this was. There you go. You can see the only place he can really put it is right here in this corner to beat him on the near post. And that's where he gets it. Yeah, the keeper shouldn't be beaten there. But with the pace and the power, it's it. Look, boom, it's gone before he can react. And it's quality. It's really plays quite well. But the defender should have done better. The defender shouldn't have been playing stupid whizzy offsides with 3 players on his back, hoping that one of them will be offside. Let's get on to the next goal. Well, as we know the rules on this channel, someone's got their arm up telling somebody else what to do, and we know someone's going to score in the next 5 seconds. Yes, right. So here we go. You can see this midfield run. It's going straight through that massive open space there. Not so much a problem of being an open space in midfield if you've got pressure on the ball and you've got someone sort of covering for something, but they're not. Look, 1, 2 are stood still. And when this run comes, no one tracks it. Remember that open space we were saying that they're just going to let you run and smash the ball at the goal? Well, that's exactly what happens. No one is putting pressure on this. No one. Look, just absolutely flat-footed, dead in midfield, stood still and leaving a huge gap between the defence and the midfield, and no one's even trying to win the ball or close enough to Neto to try to put in a challenge. He's now panicking because he's realised, well, I'm not sure who the defender is, but he realises, right, if in that zone there, if there's no midfielder, I'm supposed to go and cover it. But I can't go and cover it because I'm marking a player. So who's covering the space in the middle there? Where's Declan Rice? Where's my holding midfielder? Where is he? I don't know. You can see it. Even though he's got his hand up, he's actually telling the right thing to do. He can't go because he's in trouble. So let's just say if he does go, right? If he does go, instead of him taking and shooting, he's just passing straight to that guy and he's finishing it off anyway. So as he steps forward, boom, takes a touch. Now we've got pressure coming out onto the ball. People were just stood around man marking for some reason when the ball was up there on the halfway line. Now, honestly, it's a quality strike. It is a good finish. I do like this guy, Neto. Haven't seen much of him really before. I think he was at Wolves before, but he's got a bit about him. He really does. Takes a bit of a strike. 1, 2, boo, in we go. Bottom corner. Great goal. Chelsea, I think, will finish in the top 4 this season. If they they're slowly getting together. Next season and the season after, watch out for Chelsea. They're coming. They're slowly getting the puzzle pieces together, which I'm going to explain on a video coming up. It'll be really important if you want to watch that. It's going to explain things like transfer policies, talent cycles, how teams flow in and out through the seasons of winning and losing and drop-offs. Loads of interesting things about club development, team development, and all that sort of cycles. So be on the lookout for that for the next couple of weeks. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.